Hello and welcome live on CROW LAX TV. My name is Aiden Bolsgaard and welcome back to the Jubilee Recreation Center, recently renovated and ready to go for today's Junior B Tier 1 action in the RMLL between the home side, Fort Saskatchewan Rebels, and the visiting Regina Queen City Kings. It's a big one. The playoffs are approaching. We're in new digs. I'm feeling it. Tristan's feeling it. Let's do it. First lacrosse game in the JRC since, well, damn well since I played, and that's in the Stone Ages at this point, Tristan. Let's get her going. Starting at center, it's going to be Calix Simonson. He's going to go up against Karsten Janot at the center dot. Blake Petrushko, arm up in the air. Goalies are ready. Let's play lacrosse. Ball comes out of the center. That one's going to be won by the Kings. They're going to pull this over to the left side of the floor, look for an option feed. That one up high, finding Jared Keogh. Keogh going to pass that one off now. Cashton Seaborg moves that over to the left side. The Kings trying to break inside to start off this game. Steps inside, and that one's going to get out of the stick and ends up down into the corner now as this ball moving in behind the net. It's still Kings' ball as this one comes back up high. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Outside, they score! Just like that, it's the Queen City Kings grabbing the first goal in a long time in the JRC, just like that. Between the pipes today, it's Bowen Carpenter for the Rebels. On the other side of the floor, Luke Andrews for the Kings. We're going to reset at center here once again, ready to get going. It's going to be Knox Despins in to take this draw for the Rebels. Once again, Karsten Janot for the Kings. Let's do it. This ball gets pushed out. It's going to be Rebels possession. Their first offensive possession going to get underway of this game. Now 20 seconds as they step across half. This one going to be fed up high now in the stick of Rylan Connors. Connors down to the left corner now. Cycling, looking for some action here. As low as that one's going to get across to the other side of the floor. Jackson Baker recovers this ball. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Out of his stick now. Dylan Pook trying to recover the ball. And it gets swiped out of the air down to the Kings zone. Ball comes to the goaltender as the shot clock expires. This game's going to keep moving. No whistle off the bench. It's the captain for the Rebels, Vetch. Couldn't gather that ball out of the air. It's the Kings back into this offensive zone now. Fed across. Missed pass that time. Comes loose. Rebels come up with it, and they're going to rush back the other way. This is much more exciting from this rink. I got to say, it feels big time. Tristan thinks it's big time as well. As now with it, Calix Simonson. He's going to move in along the right side. Holding up, waiting for the rest of his offense. Feeds that one to the middle that time and just couldn't quite connect with Reed Lowe on the inside. A loose ball foul from the Rebels is going to send this ball back the other way for the Kings. 18.5 to go in the period. They lead this game 1-0. Ball comes back up now. Being cycled around, Broden Pladston. He's got it. Pladston into the middle there finds his man and bullied absolutely to the boards by Davin Badgema. And the Rebels able to come up with the boards. It's Badgema. He's got it now. Couldn't get across half. Knocked down to the floor. Lost his stick in the process. But Ashton Johnson there to back him up for the Rebels. Feeds that one low. Knocked out of the air. And the Kings doing a great job nullifying the momentum of the Rebels. The breakaway pass in alone off the crossbar. Almost 2-0. But the crossbar going to get a rub from Carpenter that time. Keeping that ball out of the net. Kings, once again, a shot from the outside. Rebound in front, a shot and a great save from Carpenter. Ball comes loose down into the left corner now. Kings moving it around. Ball comes up high. Seaborg, he's got it. Goes back to the left now for Lenz. Lenz holding it on the outside to the right side of the floor. Quick shot. That one's going to end up wide from Palindry. 17:26 to go in the first. Ball turned over to Fort Saskatchewan. Their offense going to head back out on the floor. Not a lot of possession time so far in this game for them. Is Dylan Pook going to start with this ball down in the corner as the referees clean up a broken stick off the floor and will return it to the Rebels bench. Play blown in. Pook down in the right corner. Cycling this one to the right shooter position, looking for an option now. Pook scanning the floor, still with it in his stick, getting pressured out high. Teej Brown lays a pick for him that time, fed down low. Moving it around, Ethan Jolivet. Put that one to Connor, stolen in the middle. It's going to be a possible breakaway here for the Kings. In all alone, here comes Gelowitz. His shot, he scores! That one's going to count as the referee slipping on the freshly shined floor of the JRC. And just like that, the Kings have taken a 2-0 lead over Fort Saskatchewan. Staying off the pressure here, and I thought it was going to be a big start for the Fort as they came into this one back in their own digs, a fresh dressing room to get dressed in as well. They've had a great season so far. Playoffs fastly approaching here in a couple weeks. This obviously going to be a big test for them today as they try to get back in this one. They got to get their feet moving, head back in it. You're playing a lacrosse game here. As a miss pass going to go way over the head of the receiving king that time, but picked up by Lenz, and he'll feed that off to the left side, returned over to the right. With it now, let go. He's going to go back up high to the point from the outside. A quick shot, and Carpenter able to make the save. He's got it in his stick now. Ball fed right down Broadway. Ahead, Vetch, he's got it from the defensive end. He's able to score a lot of goals. He'll feed that one off to Simonson. Simonson looking for an option in the middle. Finds low, lets it go, and that's going to go just wide. Unable to be gathered in by Jolivet. Kings defense going to go for a change on the over and back violation, and it's going to be their ball down in the Rebels zone here once again. Behind the net, Kings start with the ball. Lachlan Clark, he's got it. Clark cycles this one up high, getting some outside pressure. We'll move it to the left side of the floor for Lenz. Lenz looking for an option. Cuts inside now. Going to have to move back out. Tried to go back across. That one just over the top of a couple heads. Unable to be gathered in by the Rebels. Behind the net now, Cashin Seaborg. He's got it. That shot ends up past the net, and it's going to be fed ahead. The Rebels possibly have a chance to go for a run. Simonson didn't get it in time, just chooses to slow up and wait for his offense to come out. Is Pook going to receive that pass, get into some open space. Dylan Pook, 16 minutes on the board. Feeds that one across. Connor's going to let it go. That ends up wide. Rebound out in front, a quick shot, and that one caught a piece of the goaltender, I believe, and went wide. No reset, though, so referee saying didn't touch anybody. As Connors tried to feed that across, and it got swiped out of the air. Fall down to the floor at that time, but the Kings able to move it ahead. Simonson lays a hit there behind the play as McDonald brings it in the offensive zone. Feeds that into the center, trying to bob and weave into the center. This time there was Broden Pladsen. Nice stop from Carpenter. Vetch able to get away with the ball and goes across half. Matthew Vetch trying to rush this ball. Gets knocked down to the floor off his side that time. Tried to get it on net. It ended up wide back in Kings possession as they rush across half here once again. Jacob Panko. He's got it. Feeds that one off to McDonald now, who will slow things down. A lot of back and forth action to start this game. It's a quick shot from the outside, stopped by the left pad of Carpenter. Moving pick whistled against the Kings. That's going to send the Rebels back the other way here once again. Jack Nickel, he's got it. Gets across half and stops up, and will feed that off to Jolivet now. Ethan Jolivet down to the left corner. Moving it around are the Rebels as Lowe tries to get up high. Stopped up, doesn't have a lot of space, has to feed it to Tej Brown, who now goes down to Dylan Pook. Pook from the outside, low shot that time, and it's going to get blocked on its way to the net. Kings pick up this ball back the other way. Rush Kennedy going to likely step across half and wait for his offense to come out now. Little dish off to Broden Pladsen. Pladsen spins off his man, cuts towards center. Pladsen gets inside and through the middle. A low shot on Carpenter. It's dribbling, and a great stop at the goal line that time for the Rebels as they try to feed that one out of the zone. It was Riley Longmere that time with the rainbow pass ahead that just is unable to connect, but a great defensive play to take that ball that dribbled through his goaltender and stop it from going across the line. 2-0 remains your score for the Kings here to start this game, as another shot going to end up wide that time. Recovered high from Keogh. Keogh to the left side, another quick shot. Rebound comes out off Carpenter. Vetch picks that one up, and he's going to go for a run. Matthew Vetch pushing the floor this time with Walsh. Walsh feeds that over. Going to try to bob his way inside. Gets stopped up, has to turn back. Great defense from the Kings. Feed across to Connors, unable to be gathered in, and ends up in the stick of the goaltender, Andrews, that time, and turned over to the Kings as a little poke into the crease there from the Rebels. Is running this one across half now. Jacob Panko. Panko finds McDonald. McDonald quickly over to Lenz. Lenz being challenged, finds a lane, lets it go, and Carpenter able to make the save. 13:20 to go in the first. Is a quick feed ahead. Nickel stops this one up as he crosses half. Will feed this off now for Simonson, and another miss pass from the Rebels. Not connecting by any means today. 13 minutes to go in the first. This ball ran across half. Moved in now. Fort Saskatchewan ready to go to work here. Ball fed back out high. With it now, Cashin Seaborg. He's going to get some help from a pick. Little pick and roll that time from the Kings, unable to connect, but they gather in the rebound. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Ball moved inside, and Carpenter able to make a save off the shoulder that time. Walsh challenged for it. Kings recovered. Fresh 30 now once again as they pick up their own rebound. Ball dished into the middle, unable to find a home, loose into the corner. It's going to be the Rebels who come up with it here once again. Pinned along the boards, a bit of a hold there, and penalty upcoming. Petrushko, he's got it. Arm in the air. So now the Rebels going to go 6-on-5, hoping to crack through before they head on to this power play. Kalik Simonson from the outside. Quick shot in there and almost dribbled through the legs of Andrews, but he makes a stop, and that will get the whistle. So with 12:11 to go in the first period, the Rebels trail by 2, but are headed to their first power play of the afternoon as Lachlan Clark going to head there for the hold. Whistled down by referee Blake Petrushko. Center, we get going here once again, starting with it up high. It's Rylan Connors. Connors to Lowe. Lowe across. Jackson Baker steps in there, and that shot is saved. Back in violation by the Kings following the stop from Andrews. Rebels ball with a fresh 30. 1:48 to go on this power play. Lots of time. Baker to Connors. Baker across. Unable to be gathered in. Ball comes across half now. Kings just going to kill as much time as they possibly can off here. 11:38 to go in the first. So he comes down along the left side. Ryan McDonald gets through 2 men. Lets it go, and another shot off the post there. McDonald, a great chance, short-handed. Is that ball just going to be pitched off by Palindrite? So the Rebels get across half here once again. 11:17 to go in the period. 1:05 in their power play. Simonson. He's got it now, goes back up high, finds Baker, who feeds to Connors. Connors back to Baker. Baker back to Connors. They play some pass. Baker with it again. He's going to go low this time for Simonson. Simonson sends that across Jolivet, back to Simonson, into the middle now. Lowe steps in, and it ends up just wide of the net. Great passing play from the Rebels, unable to convert. Connors has it in his stick, throws that across. Lowe trying to get to the inside, knocked down, and that's a penalty upcoming here. And that's going to be whistled against the Kings. So the hit from behind that time. The Rebels going to have a short 5-on-3 power play when we resume with 10:44 to go in the period. So 34 seconds on the power or on the 5-on-3 power play, and then an extended 5-on-4. So this is a great opportunity for the Rebels to break the ice on their side of the scoreboard and see what they can make happen here. They only trail by 2. Ball up high. Jolivet to Baker. Baker steps in, lets that one go, and it's stopped that time once again by Andrews. He's got it in that big wooden stick of his now. As that one fed up the middle. Rebels have to recover, and they do as they get across half. Johnston feeds that one off to Simonson. Simonson slowly steps in. Rebels playing, of course, with one player high on this 5-on-3 power play, is stepping across now, and that's another stop by Andrews, looking sturdy in between the pipes. That only the second shot on goal of the game for the Rebels. According to the scoreboard, is Vetch pinning his man up along the boards with some help. Rebels trying to get this ball back with 1:10 to go in their power play. 5-on-4, and somehow coming out of that time was Jax Janot. Impressive to say the least on that penalty kill. Rebels ball behind their own net, 55 seconds to go. They roll this one ahead. Connors, he has it in his stick and will step across half. Connors slowing things down. The Rebels really need to settle in, get their passes on target and shots on net. Simonson, Connors, Simonson, Connors to the point. That's a missed pass. That one gets away, recovered by the Kings, and that's what I'm talking about. Jumpy are the Rebels right now. There's a couple slashes, a nice feed into the middle, a break for the Kings here. Shot on net, and a great save by Carpenter. Rebels ball. So that's going to be the media timeout there. 9:10 to go in the first period. And that means it's time to check in with our number one game time analyst, Tristan Shaw. Tristan, it's 2-0 lead for the Kings here as we reach this midway point of the first period. The home side Rebels looking a little jumpy. Passes aren't connecting. What's your analysis?
I feel like the Kings came out with their legs more in it. They're faster out there. They're connecting with passes better. they're also like outpowering the Rebels defenders. Like you saw there on the penalty kill, they held off 3 men, held onto the ball and killed the penalty. I just think the Rebels aren't quite in it yet. We'll see if they can get more in it as the game progresses, but as of right now, Kings are kind of dominating.
So maybe Tristan Shaw left his homer mentality at the Dow Centennial Center and didn't bring it to the JRC. I'm sure he's bound to break as this game goes on, but high props for the Queen City Kings from Tristan Shaw, and we'll see if the Rebels can convert late in this power play. 20 seconds to go, 22 seconds on the shot clock. Connors, Baker across to Lowe, and then a quick shot, he scores! The Rebels break the ice in the JRC. Lowe puts it away, and a little swipe of the floor to let the fans know it's comeback time possibly for the Rebels as they convert on the power play, only trailing by 1, 2-1. Your official score, under 9 minutes to go in the first. Maybe for the Rebels, that's just what they needed to see happen. It's not a great start to this game. Let's see if that can cause a little bit of a momentum shift. But for Queen City, they need to get right back to what they were doing 5-on-5. They had the Rebels number. Let's see if they can keep it up here. Ball loose out of the draw. It's going to be the Kings who come up with it. Jax Janot. He's got it, being pressured there by Davin Bajema. Gets a stick knocked out of his hand. Ball still in it. Still loose, and that's going to be the loose ball foul from the Rebels. That's about as obvious as that one gets, and turn over to Queen City as they get to work here once again. Ball back up high. McDonald feeds that one over to the right side into Cashton Seaborg's stick, who makes a nice swim move to the inside. Seaborg has some space and a great save from Carpenter. Back the other way come the Rebels on a rush. Knocks Despins. Cuts across the floor to find some space. Pook comes off the bench, will receive the pass and gets the offense going for the Rebels. Pook from the outside feeds that one in, and a quick shot there from Connor is going to get stopped by Andrews. Queen City back the other way. It's a breakaway for them this time. Casemore steps in, lets it go, and Carpenter. Oh my, what a stop. It's a crease violation against Queen City, but that won't matter. It's Carpenter standing tall in the pipes. What a save on that breakaway as Jolivet now feeds that one down to the corner. Cycling it back up high, Low, nice behind the back feed, and getting caught up that time was Connors. The rebound comes out to the corner. Under 8 minutes to go in the period. Ball loose, and it's going to be Queen City who comes up with it in their own zone and will step across half here once again. Up to the point, Ethan Panko. He's got it now, feeds that down to the right side, hits Palindry. Palindry across, quick shot. That one blocked in front and ends up wide. Carpenter has it in his stick. Fed ahead, finds the open man in Walsh, who's going to step across half now. It's Reese Walsh moving with some pace. Tried to find Connors on the inside off a Queen City stick. Out of play, Rebels ball with a fresh 30. Moving this up high now. Connors is at that left shooter spot, looking for an option, chooses to go down low that time and finds Low, who lets that shot go and off the right shoulder that time of Andrews. Ball comes loose. Queen City with the rebound. It's a chase down here. Caught up along the boards. It's that man who was so heroic on the penalty kill, Jax Janot. They think 2 men will be enough. 3 men wasn't, so you're going to have to put in a little more effort than that. 6:52 to go in the first. 25 seconds on the shot clock here for the Kings. Ball fed out high. Late man off the bench. Was it a mistake or was it a plan? Seaborg feeds that one off to the corner. Gets a return feed up high. Back cross left shooter. Quick shot, and Carpenter makes a save. Rebound and another one. Back-to-back stops and a penalty upcoming to Fort Saskatchewan. Tej Brown looking like he's going to go to the box. Possibly, actually, it's Reese Walsh being taken there. So apologies from me, folks. It's going to be Walsh headed to the box. 2 minutes. And the first power play opportunity of the game for Queen City. 0 for 0. With 6:35 to go in the first. They lead this game by 1, trying to reestablish that 2-goal lead. Starting with the ball up at the point, Cashton Seaborg. He'll jog this one in now. Seaborg feeds that one off to the left side. Ball comes back up high. Behind the back feed nicely that time. Seaborg back with it. They continue to move this ball around swiftly. Rebels great calling out this ball on defense right now. Seam dialed in. His quick shot from the outside misses wide. Rebound comes out. Vetch trying to get on top of it here. Vetch still on it. A little bit of help comes in there for Queen City. Ryan McDonald has it. It's his shot from the outside. Stopped by Carpenter. He gathers the rebound. Slippy floor out there at the JRC today. Ball moved back up high. Seaborg sent that one off to Keogh. Down low now, Carpenter doesn't have a lot of options and makes the save. He was all over the net that time and found a way to stop that ball as Davin Bajma steps across half and pushes this one into space. Be a good time to hang onto the ball for the Rebels here. Some good pressure from Queen City. Give the penalty killers an opportunity to catch a breath for Fort Saskatchewan, but not looking like it's going to last the full 30. And a moving pick actually called against Queen City, so a reset for the Rebels. They could get this penalty down quite a bit if they're able to hold on to it for this entire shot clock or more. We'll see. Ball fed up high. Calix Simonson, he's got it. Goes over to the right side now. Pook. Rebels just settling things down, trying not to invite too much pressure. Pook going to burst through the middle that time, trying to turn back to the outside. Pook has 3 men all over him, and the ball comes loose. Gathered in by the Kings. They're going to jog this one across half. 5 minutes to go in the period, 28 seconds in their power play. Rebels within 1. Be great penalty to kill off here for them in this topsy-turvy first period. Up high with it now. Seaborg feeds that one off, gets the return pass. He's running point man on this power play and has been for almost the entirety of the 2 minutes. Is this pass going to get away? Rebels able to recover in their own zone and looking to move out. A great pick laid down that time by Hudson Scrimshaw. And back in the offensive zone are the Rebels. Thiessen, he's got it in his stick now as the Rebels back 5 on 5. 0 for 1 on the power play are the Kings. Ball fed off. With it now, Connors, he's got it. Connors to Baker. 4:20 to go in the first. Baker with it, feed into the middle for Lowe, and he was unable to gather that one in. Should have got a call there as he ran through the crease to try to get the ball. Nonetheless, it's going to be turned over to the Kings after a loose ball push from Tej Brown. Jogging this one back up the floor. Queen City fed off nicely that time to Panko. Panko leaves that one there for Platson. Platson going to feed it across for Clark. Clark finds his man in Palindry. Palindry looking for an option. Feeds that across. Gets that to the left shooter now. Step in here from Lenz. Lenz trying to find an option, and my apologies there. That's actually Platson who stepped in with the shot that time as a pass out from Carpenter to Ashton Johnson. He's going to go for a run, has some space. Johnson into the middle there in a collision that time and through the crease. The Rebels once again, but it's going to be Queen City who able to pick up this ball. 3.5 to go in the first. Shot 16-4 in favor of the Queen City Kings as they continue to put pressure on the Rebels, but it remains a 2-1 game thanks to the power play marker from Reed Lowe. With it now, Jackson Lenz feeds that one across, gathered in by Seaborg. Seaborg into the center, behind the back shot, and Carpenter. A great stop, another one, oh my! Bowen Carpenter leaping, diving, and Tristan Shaw should have his phone out right now. It's time to mark down our first timestamp of the game. Oh my, Carpenter. Up high now, Pook. That's got to be momentum to build off here. Pook, 18 seconds on the shot clock. Rebels from the outside, quick shot stopped. That time by Luke Andrews. The big body in between the pipes doesn't leave a lot to shoot at, that's for sure, as the Kings continue to go back onto offense here once again. Jelowitz feeds that one up high. With it now, Palindry. Palindry down across to Keogh. Keogh through the middle. Lets the shot go. He scores. Keogh finds his way through Carpenter, who seemed unbreakable there for a while. 2:36 to go in the period, and the Kings recover their 2-goal lead. So we'll return to center for the first time in a long time. It's been a while since we've had a goal in this game. Stepping in to take it's going to be Knox Despins in against the designated draw man for the Kings, Karsten Janot. Ball comes loose out of the draw. It's going to be a race for it. Rebels trying to get on top of it. Janot pushing for it here, and it's going to be Fort Saskatchewan who finally recovers. Moving across half, Davin Bajma invites the pressure, trying to get across half and gets taken out from behind by Janot. Ball comes out loose, and it's going to be Janot who's able to pick up this up for possession. Little bobble by him, but nonetheless, fresh 30 seconds for his offense to work with. So we creep up to 2 minutes to go in this first period. Janot feeds that one off to Palindry, who puts that one low that time for Keogh. Keogh trying to step in low, gets knocked out of the way by Reese Walsh. Almost down to the ground, trying to keep his balance. Walsh battling for the loose ball. Comes out loose in front of the Rebels bench. It's going to be a race for it. Nickel, he's got it. All he has to do is beat one man. He's got it. Nickel steps in, lets it go, and that one ends up just wide. They're saying off the goaltender, actually. So a great save from Luke Andrews is trying to push across half once again are the Kings. 1.5 to go in this first period. Ethan Panko, he's got it. Goes back up high now for Broden Pladsen. Pladsen feeds that one back down. McDonald, shot from the outside, stopped by Carpenter. Loose ball recovered by the Kings. Fresh 30 to work with here once again. Broden Pladsen, another outside shot. Prioritizing shots on goal right now are the Kings, and they've managed to get a couple through Bowen Carpenter so far. A loose ball push from the Kings. That should be turned over to Fort Saskatchewan. That'll be the case as the captain, Matthew Vetch, picks this one up now and pushes it up along the right side. Ashton Johnson receives that pass and finds Dylan Pook. 1 minute to go in this first period. Fed across. Jolivet, he's got it. His shot, that one stopped and trickled through lightly by Luke Andrews, but wide of the net, so that's going to send Queen City back the other way. 45 seconds on the clock. Rebels are going to want to turn this over at least with 30 seconds to go. They should get one more possession. They got to make sure not one more than that one shot allowed by the Kings here. Is that one from the outside going to end up wide out of play. Turnover to the Rebels, exactly 30 on the clock. They're going to ask for this timeout. And indeed, there it is from Fort Saskatchewan. So in an attempt to go into the second period only trailing by one, Fort Saskatchewan going to go for the net pull here. 6-on-5 is what it will be when we return. You're not going to see much movement here. The shot clock will not be on. And again, you're going to want to watch as soon as it peels under 10 seconds to go in the period. That's probably when you will see the Fort try to execute. Conversations continuing at the benches between both sides. Conversation for the Kings is just hold it down. You have a 2-goal lead. It'd be great to bring it into the second and get that momentum still in your favor when that period begins. But for Fort Saskatchewan, an opportunity to stop the pressure from the Kings and send them thinking back to their dressing room. Let's see what happens as the timeout has officially expired, and it's time to get back to some lacrosse here from the Jubilee Recreation Center, recently renovated here in Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta. I'm telling you, you step into this building, you simply cannot recognize it from the lobby. You wouldn't even know where you're standing from its previous heyday. Pook starts with this ball. He'll jaunt this one across half. Again, it's going to stay slow here. Not a lot of movement from the Rebels. Pook being told to stand out high. That execution signal going to come soon here in about 7 seconds is my guess. 12 seconds on the clock now. Clock continuing to wind down, and here comes the movement as the clock peels below 10. Stepping inside, low, lets it go, a great save. Rebound comes out, lots of time on the clock. Trying to get back is Baker, and mulling over his man that time as he runs down the floor was Jax Janot, and that will get an eruption from the Kings bench, and that's going to send them to the dressing room with a lot of happy faces as they lead this game 3-1 after 20 minutes. Again, my name's Aiden Bolsgaard, and you are tuned in live on CROW LAX TV. Hello and welcome back live on CROW LAX TV. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard and you're tuned in live for the second period in this RMLL Junior B Tier 1 action between the home side Fort Saskatchewan Rebels and the visiting Queen City Kings. It's the Kings leading this game 3-1 at the start of this second period. The Rebels, bit of a tough first period for them, just not connecting on passes well. Things we haven't seen out of them this year, but that ball going to get turned over him there. That time off the loose ball foul, and we're back to work in along the right side. Jackson Baker, he's got it now. Baker steps in, makes a nice move, trying to find some space, has to escape in behind the net now. Baker getting caught up. Turned around, fed that one back out. Connors, he's got in his stick now. Back to Baker, who cycled up high. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock here for the Rebels as Joel Vet has it behind the net. Finds Baker, quick shot towards the net. Caught a piece of a man on the way off the goalie and wide. Reset, though, for the Rebels as they get the rebound. Bad pass to Jolivet, and that's going to turn it over to the Kings as they head back the other way now. Seaborg passes that one ahead for Casemore. Casemore back up high for Seaborg. Kings slowing things down here. Vetch out on Seaborg. Stop from the outside there from Carpenter. Lots of very high shots from the Kings, but it's been paying dividends so far as they lead in this game. Haven't really cracked the inside too much on Fort Saskatchewan, and when they have, Carpenter has been strong between the pipes. He's faced 22 shots opposed to the 9 that Luke Andrews has faced on the other side of the floor. So great game so far for Carpenter, as a quick shot from the outside for Lowe will end up out of play. And Pook going to start with the ball. Another fresh 30 here for the Rebels. Dylan Pook slowing things down, looking for an option. Feeds that one back up high to Lowe, who goes down to the left side now for Connors. Back inside Lowe. Pick that time. Lowe trying to get in through the middle. He does. Steps in and a great save there that time from Andrews. Ball comes loose. Brown takes a hit there behind the net. Into the crease now of Andrews. And it's going to be an over and back a back in violation from the Kings, and that's going to reset this offense once again for the Rebels. Teej Brown starts with it from the right corner now. Brown scanning the floor, goes back up to the point for Connors, who feeds that one across now. Connors sent that one in to Knox Despins, who's out there on offense for the Rebels here. As this one fed across, Baker couldn't quite gather that one in. Gets knocked off the ball this time, and it's going to get swiped down the floor by the Kings as they're going to want to go for a change here, whether that be a change to their defense, and indeed they're going to switch off a couple as they're able to. And the Rebels back down on offense here once again. Ball sent in, Dylan Pook, a low shot on net. Still 22 seconds on the shot clock. That one a weird shot from Pook. Nonetheless, it's Kings possession now. 17 minutes to go in the first. 3-1 remains their lead. Tristan Shaw gobbling down a glizzy right now. Mid-game, I like it. Multitasking. And that's going to be the loose ball foul against the Rebels, so a turn back over to the Kings here, despite the possession grabbed by Bowen Carpenter. Ball cycled back up high now. Broden Pladson, he's got it, feeds that one off to Ryan McDonald, who goes to the right side of the floor. Quick shot. That one going to get blocked away, and it comes down to the right corner now. Carpenter ready to step out of his net to grab this ball as the battle for it. Riley Longmire in there, and another loose ball foul, but this time against the Kings. And it's going to be Rebels ball as they head back the other way now. The play wasn't blown in, but now it is. Dylan Pook, he's got it. Pook holding on to it, feeds that one out high, finds Connors, who goes to the left side now. Ethan Jolivet looking for a lane, can't find it, has to back off, back outside, and finds Knox Despins, who feeds it to the right side for Pook. Pook, low shot, ripped on net, stopped by Andrews. Rebound comes out. Hit down in the corner by Connors. Has some help from Simonson. They both get picked by one man. And the Kings looking to move across half. They do now. Great pass down into the zone there. Ryan McDonald picks that one up in his stick. McDonald looking for an option. Goes back up to the point now into the stick. Ethan Pallandry. Pallandry steps in, has a lane, lets it go, and that one's going to get blocked out of the way by Walsh. Pallandry able to pick up the rebound. Ball fed back out high. Knocked out of the stick. It's a race for it. Loose and a quick shot on net. Carpenter able to make the save. Rebound comes out, and the Rebels going to pick up the ball here. Reese Walsh with it. Moves that one ahead. Fort Saskatchewan back into the offensive zone. It's Matthew Vetch, the captain. He's got it now. Vetch looking for an option, gives that one off to Tej Brown. Brown down to the right side finds Dylan Pook. Pook looking for an option, doesn't have a lane, goes back up to the point. Connors. Rebels got to get some action going here in the middle of the floor. Outside scoring hasn't been their memo really this year. It's a quick shot there from Tej Brown, stopped up by Andrews. Didn't get all of what he wanted on that one as this ball moved up along the left side now, bobbled by the Kings. Rebels recover the rebound. It's Jack Nickel with it now. Nickel feeds that to Baker off the bench. He had a lane and passes that one off. Ball comes back up high. Knox Despins with it. 20 seconds on the shot clock for Fort Saskatchewan. 15 minutes to go in the period. It's a quick shot from Baker off the pad and up into the helmet that time of Andrews. Ball comes loose into the corner. It's the Kings who come up with it. Ball moved ahead. A nice pass that time secured by Cole Pottle. Pottle holding on to it now, being pressured by Davin Bajma. That's a jersey number 15 on 15 battle right now along the boards. As they go at it, Thiessen steps in to help out here for the Rebels, but a nice pass out. Gets a man in the middle and a great stick from behind that time from, I believe, Davin Bajma. The Rebels, a rebound, they score, and a bobbled ball behind the net. Turned over to the Kings in front, and they're able to put that one away. That's called offensive awareness, and I think worth a clip right there, Tristan Shaw. Great job by the Kings there to track down a loose ball. Carpenter didn't have a handle. The Rebels' defense didn't have a handle, and a play off the boards comes right out front, shot into an open net. The Kings capitalize, and that's a 4-1 lead here, only a quarter of the way through this second period. The Rebels have had a better period so far offensively. They're getting more shots on net. Only came out of that first period with 9. And they have 5 so far in this period. It's almost another break back the other way for the Kings out of the face-off draw. But the Rebels able to recover, and Knox Despins steps across half now as he gets to work for Fort Saskatchewan. Despins looking for an option, pitches that one off. It goes off the front of the Rebels bench, out of their possession and back into the Kings as they step across half. Jacob Panko looking to go to work once again, feeds that one down low for Merrick Casemore. Casemore feeds that up high and will go for a change. Seaborg with it in his possession now. Seaborg across, finds McDonald. McDonald steps in, lets it go short side. Carpenter gets a piece, and the Rebels move it ahead. It's going to be a fast break here. Back the other way, Jack Nickel with some speed. Lets it go, he scores! Jack Nickel gets his team back within 2. A great defensive play from the Rebels turns into the goal on the other side of the floor. Bing, bang, boom, that's your caption. Timestamp it just like that. 13:26 to go in the first period. Fort Saskatchewan right back in it. And we are back after the face-off draw. It's the Kings who gather that one in. Ball fed back out high by Karsten Janot. In the stick now of Jaron Keogh. Keogh feeds that across, finds Lenz. Lenz trying to bob down low, will give that ball up, back up high now. Fed across to the right side. Kings continuing to go to work here in the offensive zone. A strip to the ball. That time was Jackson Lenz, and the Rebels trying to head back the other way with some pace. Davin Bajma across half, cutting right down Broadway, steps in, lets it go, and a great save by Luke Andrews. And that ball's going to be headed back the other way now. Here come the Kings. Ebbett in alone all day. Ebbett shoots and scores. The Kings answer back with a breakaway goal of their own. 5-2, now their lead. It's a 3-goal spread here at the JRC. So we will approach back to center. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Regina Queen City Kings. An answer to the Rebels' pressure there. They continue to lead this game as we'll get back to center. It's going to be Janot in there once again for the Kings. This time, Calix Simonson for the Rebels. Ball loose between Simonson's feet. Both teams stepping in, and it's Queen City that comes up with it. A nice feed ahead and almost another breakaway pass that time gathered in by Jax Janot. And it's a penalty upcoming to Fort Saskatchewan. Here's Janot knocked down to the ground in the corner. Ball loose. Kings have it. 6-on-5 now as their goaltender back on the bench. Ball fed off. 12 seconds on the shot clock. A quick shot there, and Carpenter makes the save. Loose once again. Another shot comes out wide of the net. Kings still with it. 23 seconds on the shot clock as they got the reset. Up high now, Seaborg to the corner, trying to dance his way in. McDonald, he doesn't, he scores. Kings convert 6 on 5 and make it a 4-goal spread. Possibly a dagger here in the second period. The Rebels were pressuring and now right back on their heels. It's a bit of a demoralizing game so far for Fort Saskatchewan. It seems just as they get their feet moving, the Kings able to find an answer at every single turn. Not the debut performance they were looking for so far at just about the midway point of this game. So now we're actually still going to remain 5-2. It looks like that goal was waved off by the referee. I'll wait for complete confirmation on that. No, I apologize. It does go up to 6-2. Despite the signal from the referee, I got to be honest, that one leaves me a little confused. Then is Badgerman, a nice spin move there to come out of the faceoff. The Rebels right back to work as now they trail by 4. Baker steps in, lets the shot go. That one going to be blocked away. Comes out loose now. Rebels able to recover. Reese Walsh, he's got it. Walsh cycles that one back across the floor now with it. Connors on the outside trying to get in through to the middle. Connors, a one-handed shot stopped. Baker trying to get the rebound. He gets pinned up along the boards, and that should be the loose ball foul, and indeed it will be. It remains Rebels ball. Teej Brown going to feed that one back up high to Lowe, who goes across now to Connors. 11:20 to go in the first period. Connors trying to bob inside, couldn't do it. Connors looking around now, has that ball stripped off him, and it's going to be a rush back the other way for Queen City. Here comes Rush Kennedy. Rush Kennedy rushing down the floor. Tristan Shaw loved that one. Big brain, he says. And that's just how we do here at CROW LAX TV, folks, just saying. As now the Rebels going to turn that one over. Thiessen looks like he's going to have a break. Thiessen steps in, lets it go, stopped, rebound comes out. Simonson, he's got it, gets tripped up there, no penalty upcoming. He's still down on the ground and lost his handle on the ball. Kings back the other way here once again. Time to slow things down, says Queen City as they step across half here lightly. Looks like Keogh, he's got it in his stick now. Jaron Keogh feeds that one across, finds Ryan McDonald. He's caught up by Vetch, but gathers his own rebound after losing that ball. Shot towards the net there, stopped right by the chest of Carpenter. Rebound gathered once again by Keogh between the feet of Carpenter. Stopped. Vetch picks it up in the crease. 10 minutes to go in this first period. Shot board led 28-16 by the visiting Queen City Kings. The Rebels with it in the offensive zone as they're trailing this game by 4 as they try to get at least a little closer. Here is a great shot towards the net, stopped by Andrews. Now the Rebels have already achieved first place in the North, headed into the playoffs, which will give them a bye through the first round, I believe, if it's similar to last year's setup. But we're in our midway point, and that means it's time to check in with Mr. Glizzy Gobbler himself, Tristan Shaw. Tristan's still chewing, so he's actually abstaining from this midway point. The most important timeout of the game, the exact midway point of the contest. So I'll give you the breakdown from my side of things without his homer perspective. It's the Rebels who continue to get stopped at every turn by Queen City. They have just played a more solid game. They've been harder on the loose balls, more shots on net. Passes are connecting better, and their feet are moving better as well. And one thing you got to know about the game of lacrosse, typically the team who has their feet moving just a little bit faster than the other is going to have a great advantage in that game. You can have no passengers on the floor in the game of lacrosse, and that means that it's going to continue to be Queen City unless the Rebels can find that spark that lights the fire here, possibly in this second period, and they need to do it sooner than later, as now trailing by 4, and a ball comes out loose there, and a shot from the outside. Palindry just went over top of the net, and the Rebels able to gather in the rebound and will step across half. Here comes their offense, ready to go to work once again. Ball up high, Connors, he's got it. Connors going to bring this in a little lower to the zone, to those left wing half boards now, looking for an option. Connors feeds that across. Couldn't get into the stick of Dylan Pook, and now it's going to be a rush back the other way for the Kings. Merrick Casemore going to slow things up as he's on his wrong side of the floor for his stick-handedness, as this one fed over to the right side by him now into the stick of Seaborg. Seaborg with it now, 9 minutes to go in the first, and that shot from the outside stopped out of the stick of Ryan McDonald by Bowen Carpenter. The Kings able to recover the rebound, and we're back to work here once again. Broden Pladsen tried to step into the middle. That ball came out loose that time. Jack Nickel trying to recover it in the corner of his own zone. Has some help here from Reese Walsh. Still loose, and that's going to be another loose ball pickup that time from the Kings as this ball comes back out high once again. Cashton Seaborg. He's got it, goes down to the left side now and finds Broden Pladsen. Penalty upcoming here to the Rebels. Kings goaltender Andrews to the box. The shot from the outside when the shot clock expires. So already trailing by 4. It's going to be Fort Saskatchewan headed to the penalty kill once again. Jack Nickel, the man headed to the box. Slashing going to be the call, and another 5-on-4 opportunity for Queen City. 0 for 1 so far in this game. They did convert 6-on-5 earlier in this period, but the power play unable to get going. So this only their second man advantage of this game to my memory. And let's see what they can make of it this time around. Is starting with the ball up top now. Cashton Seaborg, he's got it. Seaborg feeds that down to the left side. Found Jackson. Lenz gets a return feed as they continue to play pass here. Lenz with it. Back up. Seaborg at the point. Hits Lenz once again. Pressure from the Rebels, and that causes the drop of the pass that time by the Queen City Kings. 10 seconds on their shot clock now. Seaborg up high. Finds Lenz. Tried to cycle to the middle. That pass knocked out of the air and taken by Reese Walsh, who's trying to go for a run here. Walsh not going to try to cut into the middle. He'll just be held along the outside as he wants to kill some time off this penalty, and ball knocked out of his stick. And the slash back there not going to be called by the referees. Probably lucky there for the Rebels that they're not down 2 men right now with lots of time left on this initial penalty. As up high with it now once again, Cashton Seaborg, he's got it, feeds that one off to Lenz as they're going to start this power play the same and down low. Little trickery that time from the Queen City Kings got me thinking that time as they tried to go low for Ryan McDonald. Didn't get everything he wanted on it. Ball comes out loose in the Rebels zone, and it's Riley Longmire that comes up with it now. And play whistle down against the Rebels, so turn directly back over to the Kings. Less than a minute to go on this power play, but we'll see what they can do with it here. As up high once again, it's Seaborg. He's going back to Lenz now. Let's see what they do this time. Is a behind the back pass that time. Getting fancy with it is Seaborg as he's going to go back to Lenz this time around. They're playing past 10 seconds on the shot clock. Down to the corner, unable to be gathered in that time by Ryan McDonald. Rebels pick up the rebound. Thiessen going for a run. Thiessen caught up along the boards. Manages to get across half now, being pressured by Seaborg. Under 7 minutes to go in the first, is hauled down that time as Thiessen. Penalty upcoming to the Kings. Thiessen's going to want to hold on to it here to maximize power play time for the Rebels. And Thiessen drops his man down to the ground. Finally pushing back are the Rebels, and that might be the spark that they need to see going on the power play in approximately 11 seconds. That gets the eruption, the much-needed eruption from the Rebels home bench finally. And let's see what they can do with it. Cashton Seaborg sent to the box after being sent to the ground by Thiessen. We will see what comes of it here. 2 minutes on the board for the Kings, 11 seconds on the boards for the Rebels. Let's see who gets to work. Tristan liked that one. He liked it. That's now officially in the CROW LAX very secretive group chat of where all the timestamps go, and see if that one makes the cut from Mr. Simon Sazowski as we get back up high now. Jolivet, he's got it 4-on-4 for the next 3 seconds as we continue here. 1 second on that power play. It's now 5-on-4 for Fort Saskatchewan. Is stepping out of the box is Jack Nickel. But just as that happens, Queen City gathers in possession and trying to send this ball back the other way. Quick turnover by them, though. Ashton Johnson going to put it back the other way now for the Rebels. Johnston, he's got it. Ashton Johnson feeds that one off for Jackson Baker, who pitches that down to the right side now for Ethan Jolivet. Sorry, that's Simonson with it down in the corner. Jolivet on the other side of the floor. Is Queen City going to come away with a shorthanded breakaway now? The rush, Jacob Penko steps in, he scores! Again, a turn of momentum away from the Rebels to the Kings as they put away the shorthanded marker past Bowen Carpenter and now lead this game by 5. It's a 7-2 score officially on the clock. Possibly it might be 8-2 is what Tristan feels. But it looks like it's 7-2 on the clock. So maybe they did pull that goal off the board after they waved it off without really making a secondary signal. Nonetheless, it's 7-2. And Tristan's quote of the day is, creativity is one of the traditional rebellious philosophies. I would have to agree. I would have to agree. And Tristan, one of the most creative men I know. So a very suiting quote for him, I feel. As Queen City has this ball down in the offensive zone now. Red-faced and living the dream is Tristan Shaw. Oh, now what are we doing? Oh, he's feeling distracted. It's my fault the score bug is off, folks. I'm just doing my job. Tristan apparently not doing his. That's okay, though. 5:25 to go in the first. Queen City drops that one in behind the Rebels' net as the shot clock expires. 40 seconds remaining on this Fort Saskatchewan power play as they try to go to work. They got to break the ice somehow here, as they've continued to just go more down and down in this game, have not had a lot of answers so far, as Connors has it in his stick now. Feeds that one off to Baker. Baker back to Connors. Connors to Lowe. Lowe back to Baker. Baker back to Connors. Shot from the outside there. Caught a piece of the post that time. Jolivet gathers in the rebound. Under 5 minutes to go in the period. Reset of the shot clock for the Rebels. Baker up high. Connors behind the back pass. Low shot on net. Stopped once again by Andrews. Pass ahead all the way down into the Rebel zone. Dangerously, Walsh is chasing after this one here. Rebound comes out, and Thiessen going to be able to pick it up. We're back 5-on-5 as the Rebels unable to convert on that power play. Connors beating down the middle, feeds that one back up high. Knox Despins lets it go, and dropping down to make that save was Andrews. 4:20 to go in the period. Queen City back the other way now, and bowling over his man that time is Merrick Casemore. And that gets the ball into the offensive zone once again for Queen City. Moved over to the right side of the floor, playing with it a little bit. Here is Jaron Keogh. Ball ends up out of play. They're saying off a Rebel last, so Queen City ball as it's blown in here once again. Under 4 minutes to go in the period. Now a shot from the outside off the post and going to find its way down the floor. They're saying last off a Rebel, so no over and back violation that time. Queen City able to pick up behind their own net in the stick of goaltender Luke Andrews. Will send the short pass out that time to Merrick Casemore. Casemore gets across half now, feeds that to the other side for Jackson Lenz. Lenz's shot from the outside. Rebound gathered by the Rebels. Nickel trying to go for a run here once again. Jack Nickel, he has one in this game. Feeds it across to Lowe. Steps in, and a great save once again by Andrews. He has been a stud between the pipes. Unbeatable, it seems, as Andrews has only allowed 2 past him in a total of 21 shots for Fort Saskatchewan today. Scrimshaw, he's got it. Looking to send this one down the floor. He does. Walsh couldn't gather it in time. Gets pressured. Queen City ball here once again. Walsh kind of holding his man behind the play. Referee didn't catch him. So we'll remain 5-on-5 here. It's now a nice pass across floor. Another one in the middle. Behind the back, they score. Ooh, Lachlan Clark puts that one away, and I actually watched Tristan make the face and everything. Ew, just like that. That's how he did it, folks, if you can picture it. Ew. And I got to agree, Lachlan Clark, an absolutely amazing play there to put another one past Bowen Carpenter and stretch this lead out even further now for the Kings, 8-2. Their official lead now on the scoreboard, opposed to Tristan, who wasn't paying attention and thought it's been that for quite a while. Back to it once again, under 3 minutes to go in the second period. This game continuing to get further and further away from the Rebels. It's going to be a long trip this weekend home for the Regina Queen City Kings. But why not get some lacrosse action in before you do it, and possibly a win on your record as well. That always makes the bus ride home a little bit easier for a team when they can walk away with a win on a long road trip. We have a penalty upcoming now. Looks like this one assessed to Queen City. It looks like the Rebels going to be headed to the power play here. Is headed to the box is Broden Pladsen. Blake Petrushko, referee, making that call. Look at that, 77 concurrent viewers currently on YouTube. 289 total views today Tristan Shaw, the tech man himself, is absolutely pleased, and I am too. And everybody here at CROW LAX TV would like to thank you for tuning in every week on our YouTube channel. You are what make it possible to keep this going, to make sure you can catch all your Junior B Tier 1 action live here. You got to continue tuning in, possibly hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, so you know when our streams are live and your favorite team is playing. But nonetheless, the Rebels are on a power play here with 1:40 to go on it, and a shot towards the net from Baker stopped by Luke Andrews. 2:15 to go in the period, and 1.5 minutes in this Rebels man advantage as Queen City back across half. With it now is Cole Pottle. Pottle brings it down to the corner, dishes that one out, trying to chase down his own rebound. He does, gets into the middle. Can he finish? Oh, Bowen Carpenter, what a save, but absolutely a nasty play by Cole Pottle, who somehow snags that out, finds his way through a couple men and it looks like both men behind the play going to be going to the box. That's going to be Ashton Johnson and Ryan McDonald. McDonald holding on to Johnston's stick, and Johnson shoving him while he was on the ground, which is an automatic penalty. And then, yeah, if you steal a player's stick, you're probably going to the box too. So I think that makes some sense. I mean, the homer himself, Tristan Shaw, feels like maybe that should have only been on one side of the play, but it is what it is, Tristan. You know, sometimes you have to play a game by the book, and not everything's going to go your way. And that's just junior lacrosse. That is what it is. He's used to watching NHL hockey, where he constantly cheers for the Florida Panthers, and everything goes your way when you're a Panthers fan. That's what I was told. So if you're brought up that way, you're brought up that way. It is what it is, and you can't blame Tristan for his upbringing. As the Rebels going to start with this ball at half. 1:08 to go on their power play. It will continue as those coincidental power plays, or penalties, sorry. So it's going to remain 5-on-4 for Fort Saskatchewan for the remainder of this man advantage. 1:35 to go in the period. Jackson Baker feeds that one back out high for Connors. Shot towards the net, and that one going to be stopped up by Andrews. Jolivet lost his handle there as he almost had the rebound, trying to pin his man up along the boards and keep this ball in the zone for Fort Saskatchewan, but still finding his way out of it once again. Jax Janot, a great job of holding on to the ball, and the Rebels really feel that should have been the 8-second violation, but not going to get it this time around. Another great shift there by Jax Janot, battling his way through multiple characters to keep the ball for his team and rag some time off this penalty kill. Only 12 seconds remaining on the man advantage for the Rebels. It's a quick shot from Baker, going to be stopped that time. Picked up once again by the Kings. Baker knocked down behind the play. Should have been an automatic turnover. And indeed, that'll be the case. So the Kings going to be headed to the box once again. This time, marking his way over there is going to be Merrick Casemore. Rebels back to the power play. They'll be 5-on-3 for about 2 seconds, and then back to 5-on-4. It's a parade to the box right now for Queen City. I mean, their 6-goal lead has afforded them this ability to be a little bit undisciplined, but going to want to reel that in is because seemingly this season for Fort Saskatchewan, when it rains, it pours. So you don't want to give this team any momentum, especially heading into what is a big third period here at the grand opening of the JRC for the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. 40 seconds to go in the period. Now 5-on-4. Jackson Baker feeds that one out high. An outside shot off a Queen City defender and out of play. Connors going to be able to pick this one up again for the Rebels. Connors feeds that one off for Baker. Baker to Simonson. Back up high. Baker with it again. Shot towards the net. That one's going to get blocked down. Simonson trying to chase down the rebound. Comes out loose. That one gathered in that time by Rush Kennedy momentarily. 8 seconds, possibly going to be counted by the referee here. And it looks like another penalty assessed, but this time to the Rebels. So Reed Lowe going to be headed to the box for Fort Saskatchewan now, and that's going to nullify their power play with 12.8 seconds to go in the period as things continue to come a little unhinged here at the end of the middle frame, and I can see why. Frustrating period for the Rebels is they definitely came out better than they did in the first, but just really unable to break through Queen City, who's had a better period themselves in the second than they did in the opening frame, and they already had a great first period. So you got to give it to Queen City here. Done a great job of kind of spoiling the party here at the JRC for Fort Saskatchewan so far. But special things happen on special days. You never know. Let's see if the Rebels can find their way out of this first period. Only down by 6 and not allowing any more damage. As we're even strength now, 4-on-4 with it up at the point. Cashton Seaborg. 7 seconds on the clock. Seaborg getting pressured by Davin Bajma along the outside. Knocked down to the ground now. Ball comes out loose. Bajma battling for it. Boken Carpenter's got it in his stick, and that will do it. So players separating themselves. So 40 minutes in the books here at the JRC. It's the Rebels trailing to the visiting Regina Queen City Kings 8-2. Both teams will now head to their respective dressing rooms. The Rebels, a brand new one for them, where they're going to now need to talk some things over and see if they can turn things around in the final frame. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard, and thank you again for tuning in live on CROW LAX TV. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Hello and welcome back live on CROW LAX TV. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard, and you're tuned in live for the third period in this RMLL Junior B Tier 1 action between the home side, Fort Saskatchewan Rebels, and the visiting Queen City Kings, all the way from Regina to lead this game 8-2 headed into this final frame. We start at 4-on-4 before Regina will head to a short power play following the expiration of their original. The Rebels headed back the other way following a missed Regina shot to start off this period. And here we go. Calix Simonson. He's got it now, working along at the right wing half board. Simonson looking for an option, feeds that one across. Joel Levent now lost his handle. Got picked off that time by Rush Kennedy. Ball comes loose, and Queen City able to recover in their own zone, but quickly turned back over to the Rebels now. It's a quick shot from the outside that time, stopped up by Luke Andrews. And I'm sorry, it seems that Queen City never had possession there fully. So the Rebels had to send a quick shot on there to try to get the shot clock reset. But Queen City gathering in the rebound and back to work. Jaron Keogh brought that one into the zone. Ball finds its way over to Ethan Pallandry now. Pallandry back to the other side. Shot from the outside that time. Goes wide. Another opportunity. Another one wide as Thiessen gathers in the rebound that time. Thiessen steps across half. Getting totally covered here by two Queen City Kings, and possibly a break back the other way now for Pallandry. He'll slow up and just dish that one back up high to Clay Jelowitz. We're going to be back 5-on-5 now. No penalty upcoming off that hit. There's a shot from the outside. Stopped that time by Carpenter. Great shot from Jackson Lenz. And a penalty upcoming. This one to the Rebels. Jackson Baker going to be headed to the box now for Fort Saskatchewan. And just as they come off a penalty kill, they're going right back on it. And Tristan Shaw absolutely seething right now as Jackson Baker gets teed up as well to add to that penalty. So he's going to have a while in the box there. Place I've sat many times, but recently refurbished. So since Tristan Shaw donned the question, I will go back at it once again. The original 2-minute penalty assessed to Jackson Baker, and then on his way to the box said one too many words and got the unsportsmanlike misconduct, which does not add to the original penalty, is just going to sit him in the box until about the 8-minute mark of this period, which is a big hit for the Rebels on the offensive side of the floor. Jackson Baker, the all-time Rebels leader in points, broke that record this season. Tristan Shaw didn't realize that during the game. I did, of course, because that's what I do, but Tristan Shaw didn't catch on to that one by any means. That was a while back, almost a month ago now for Jackson Baker that he broke that record, and forever in Rebels history, at least until the next man comes along. That ball going to get away that time from the Kings, but they're able to recover that up high, and a nice little bounce feed that time to Cashton Seaborg is with it once again. That one fed back across. A low shot on net. Carpenter able to make the save on the low shot from Jaron Keogh. Ashton Johnson trying to carry this out of the zone. Nice turnover that time. Pallandry steps in, and a great save by Carpenter as this ball comes across half, and Walsh does his job, and it's going to be a back over call against the Queen City Kings. A little bit of a weird one there as that ball kind of played all the way from behind the Rebels net, but nonetheless, Rebels ball down in the Queen City zone as they still have 1:17 of penalty time to kill off here. Serving along with Jackson Baker is Riley Longmire in the box as Connors finds his way to the inside. Connors steps in, and a great 5-hole shot, but a better save from Luke Andrews, and that's just one of those situations. The bounce is not going their way. It was a good play shot by Connors, but the bounce of the ball just right into the underside that time of Andrews, keeping that ball out of the net. Queen City back in the offensive side, this power play continuing. Ball up high now. Seaborg fed that across. Shot from the outside. Stopped by Carpenter. Rebound recovered by Queen City. 16:40 to go in the third. Ball up high now. Fed across. Unable to be gathered in by Jackson Lenz. Rebound comes out. Jack Nickel trying to get this back for the Rebels. Has some help now from Alex Zorniak. Zorniak stepping up on his man. Ball comes out to the point. Another high shot that time from Cashton Seaborg. Caught a piece of Carpenter and ends up wide. 15 seconds on the power play. Queen City recovers once again. Seaborg couldn't grab that one. Grabbed out of the air by Vetch. Lost his handle, and Seaborg able to recover here once again. Feeds that one across. Shot from the outside there, and that one going to be stopped. Matthew Vetch picks it up. His bounce pass ahead for Nickel, not going to connect. And recovered by Seaborg once again. We are 5-on-5, so unsuccessful on the power play were the Regina Queen City Kings, but back to work on the offensive zone right away here, 5-on-5. 20 seconds to go on their shot clock. That shot whistles wide and out of play. So turnover to Rebels at about half here. Connors picks that one up, feeds that one across to Calix Simonson. Simonson holding on to it, goes into the middle, behind the back shot from low, stopped up nicely by Andrews. And it looks like we have a too many men penalty upcoming here. And it looks like it should be against Queen City. As I saw Tristan get his hand out, 1 little piggy, 2 little piggy, 3 little piggy, 4, all the way to 6. And he got it right this time, as it's going to be a Rebels power play upcoming. Ethan Panko going to serve this one for the Kings. If Tristan quits his job, folks, you know why. That might be on me, but that's okay. Well, it's not okay. We love Tristan. We want him to stay. He knows that. It's all in good fun as the Rebels start this power play. Connors feeds that to Simonson down low for Pook, who couldn't handle that pass, but able to gather that one in and goes back up high to the left shooter that time for Simonson. Simonson gets it again. Shot on net. They score. So the Rebels convert early in the power play and get themselves back within 5 in this game, showing signs of life with still 15 minutes and 16 seconds to work with in this period. Again, anything can happen. It's the game of lacrosse. I've seen more than 6 goals scored in many periods. But for the Rebels, they got to keep the ball out of their own net and keep that offensive power high. We will see what happens here. And we are back, resumed here. A little fix of the score clock that time. Ashton Johnson trying to recover this ball out of the draw. Queen City all over him right now, and that's going to be brought in by them. Broden Platson, he's got as he heads behind the Rebels net for some space. Gets met by 2 men that time, still with it in his stick, down on the ground. Platson back to his feet, and that's a loose ball. Foul that time from Queen City. Still bodies hitting the floor here. Ball comes out loose. Nobody with it. Queen City gets it. A break into the middle. A shot and a save by Carpenter. Ball comes behind the Rebels net. They stop it in their crease. Reese Walsh going to feed that one out to Davin Badgema. Badgema steps in short side, gets across half with a little help from Ashton Johnson that time. Teach Brown off the bench. Second man off, Jolivet. Is that ball going to get fed down low now? It's low with the ball as he steps inside. Tries to go into the feet that time of Luke Andrews, unsuccessful. Andrews with it in his stick. Will step out of his crease now to extend his count. As this ball fed ahead nicely that time to Colton Ebbett. He gets across half, and it's going to be the 8-second violation against Queen City. Rebels trying to go back to work offensively. Nickel, he has it now. Simonson. He's got it. Simonson back up high now, finds Connors. Connors circling. Back out high now. Going to feed that out to Dylan Pook. Pook, 14 minutes on the clock, sends a low shot, and that one gets blocked on its way. And with it in his stick now, Colton Ebbett, who's able to feed that ahead swiftly. And the Kings back into the offensive zone once again. 13:30 to go in the third. Dancing around with it right now, Ethan Panko. Panko goes back up high. Ball finds its way to Seaborg. Seaborg over to the right side, finds Lachlan Clark. Out again here. Keogh with it in his stick. Outside shot finds its way on a Carpenter. Bounces back in front and just over top of the net. Rebels have it. It's Knox Despens. Despens running his way across half. Gets there now. Despins to Pook. Pook holding on to it along the outside, waiting for something to open up here, and a penalty upcoming to Queen City. Bowen Carpenter headed to the box, about to go on 6-on-5 are the Rebels, as a shot on net going to be gathered in by the Kings, and that penalty upcoming now. See who it's assessed to. So Merrick Casemore headed to the box for Queen City, and that's going to put the Rebels back on the power play. They converted on the last. Another good opportunity to get themselves even closer in this game. It looks like it's going to be Connors starting with the ball at the top. Connors moving his way down. He's got it in his stick now. Feeds that one back up to the point. Simonson with it over to Dylan Pook. Pook in behind the net, finds Jolivet, back up high. Pook, he's got it. Got to cycle back out low, and a bounce pass gets away from him. And that's going to head down the floor. It'll be the over and back violation against the Rebels. Queen City ball down in the left corner of the Fort Saskatchewan zone. 12:20 to go in the period, a minute 39 in this Rebels power play. Ball comes back up high now once again. Broden Pladsen, he's got it. Pladsen holding on to it at the left wing half boards, looking for an option. Now Pladsen down in the corner. All over him is Hudson Scrimshaw. Scrimshaw unable to strip him of the ball. A little bit of help here now from Davin Bajma. Chasing all over after Broden Pladsen right now, and dropped down to the ground by Bajma. Rebels recover and look to head back the other way. Hudson Scrimshaw, he has it in his stick now. Will step across half and leaves that one there for Calix Simonson. Simonson, right side of the floor, feeds it into the center for Connors, who finds Lowe. Lowe back to Connors. Connors over to Simonson. Simonson, pass to Connors, a quick shot on net. That one stopped nicely that time by Luke Andrews. Had to squeeze to make sure that one didn't get through. 8-3 remains your score. It's 5-goal lead for the Queen City Kings. 45 seconds left on this Rebels power play. Ball comes loose. Connors can go on a fast break here. Going to choose not to. He slows things up and waits for the pressure on him here, and all over him right now is Rush Kennedy, and able to pass that one off to Calix Simonson. Simonson fakes the pass to Brown, goes to Connors from the point, who lets it go, he scores! Just like that, the Rebels back within 4 as Rylan Connors converts on the power play. That's back-to-back man advantage goals for Fort Saskatchewan, and they only trail by 4 with 11:06 to go in the third period. The Kings need to start pushing once again, or the Rebels possibly could make this one close. Knox Despins. He'll be in to take this draw against the bona fide face-off man for the Kings, Karsten Janot. Janot going to come up with it that time, and that's why they continue to go back to him. Strong percentage in the face-off dot for him today and throughout the season, as this one going to be fed off to the right side now. Lachlan Clark, he's got it. Clark back up high now, fed that one off to Panko and went low. Ball funneled back up high. Clark, he's got it again. A low shot onto Carpenter. Rebound comes out. Rebels have it, a little bit of a slip that time from Zorniak, but this one going to be fed up now. Up along the right side, Ashton Johnson, he's got it. Or Johnston feeds that to Brown off the bench, who finds Dylan Pook. Pook now feeds that across, gets Jolivet, who's trying to bob his way inside. Jolivet gets low on towards the net, and that one not going to find its way home. Brown chasing down after this rebound, and he does get it, but that's going to be the loose ball foul against the Rebels. So turnover to the Kings, and they'll be able to easily walk this one across half here. Vetch pressures his man out high. The Rebels want this ball back as soon as possible. Time is their enemy right now, and so is this Kings offense. The less time you spend down here, the less danger you have and more opportunity to get back into this game. And mark that down as Aiden Bolsgaard's most obvious statement of today as the Kings continue to move it around. Keogh, he's got it. Shot towards the net. Carpenter able to gather that one in. A little bounce pass out. Rebels move it ahead. Thiessen finds Vetch. Vetch on his opposite side of the floor feeds that one back out high for Calix Simonson, and will go for the change. Last man off the bench is going to be Ethan Jolivet. Jolivet steps onto the floor. 13 seconds to go in this shot clock. Connors, he has it. Goes down to the corner now. Lowe trying to spin off his man. 6 seconds to work with for the Rebels. Got to get a shot. Lowe lets it go. That one stopped. Jolivet unable to grab the rebound. And now there's a penalty upcoming here. This one going to go against Queen City. And after back-to-back power play goals, the Rebels headed to the man advantage here once again. 9.5 to go in the period. We should be headed to our media timeout here sooner than later. They probably won't do it at the start of this power play, though. We'll see. Not supposed to, I don't believe. Connors starts with it at the point, feeds that one off to Lowe. Lowe tried to feed that down to the right corner. Pass got caught up on the way, and back the other way come the Queen City Kings. With it now, it's Jax Janot. He's the big man who's been impossible to get the ball off him today. Finds a way inside, and his shot stopped by Carpenter, and he steps in the crease on his follow-through. Turnover to the Rebels. Calix Simonson with it. He'll jog this one across half. Simonson, 9 minutes to go in the period, 1.5 minutes on this Rebels power play. He's still got it. Simonson up high for Connors. Connors back to Simonson. Simonson to Connors. Connors cross low, lets it go. It's blocked. Rebound comes out. Simonson pressuring his man, but Queen City gets away. It's a breakaway now. Jacob Panko shorthanded. A great save by Bowen Carpenter. Rebound comes out. Vetch is after it. Lays a hit. Still with it, though, are the Kings. Vetch pressuring his man. That ball just fed back out high as the Kings try to calm it down on this penalty kill. 1 minute left in the man advantage for the Rebels as the Kings going to work. Johnson's got to chase after this ball. Over and back violation against Queen City, and that's why he was leaving it. And now we're going to head to our media timeout. And I know you folks at home have been missing the opinions of Tristan Shaw. But Tristan, back-to-back power play goals in this third period for the Rebels. It's now only 8-4 the lead for Queen City, and they still have 51 seconds of power play time to work with here. That is Fort Saskatchewan. What do the Rebels got to keep doing or maybe do that they haven't been doing to continue to claw their way back into this game?
I think the Kings kind of took their foot off the pedal with the 6-goal lead they had, and so the Rebels kind of capitalized on that. So I think the Rebels kind of have the Kings kind of caught off guard here. I think they just need to keep piling on the pressure. These power plays they're getting are helping out a lot, and so just keep pumping shots, keep pumping pressure, and we'll see where this game goes.
Said like a true broadcaster right there. Tristan Shaw, the broadcast skills continue to grow. We're going to have him calling games here by playoff time. There's no doubt in my mind. The analysis is there, and I know the folks at home want it as Simonson has it in his stick now as play resumes. Rebels on the power play. Simonson feed into the middle that time for Lowe. Pass doesn't connect. Rebels able to gather in the rebound. Jolivet feeds that to Connors down low. Pook lets that one go, and it ends up wide of the net. Lowe gathers that one in once again. Lowe up high. Connors lets it go. That one stopped in the crease, and that one gathered in by the Kings. Rush Kennedy has it. Fed that one along. It's a break back the other way for the Kings. A step in and a shot, and it ends up wide of the net. The pressure from behind too great that time, and a good job by the Rebels not to take a penalty on that chase back. 7:40 to go in the period. 10 seconds on the Rebel power play. Pook feeds that up high, and not paying attention to it that time was Low, and that ends up into the Queen City bench. And a turnover to the Kings, now going to be in the Rebels zone when we resume as Jackson Lenz, he has it now. Lenz gets away from a few men on the outside, now feeds it to the inside. Step inside, Carpenter, what a save with his right elbow, as now Vetch trying to go for a run. Matthew Vetch steps across half. Looking for an option now, feeds that ahead for Teej Brown. Brown going to bowl his way towards the inside, steps back out, finds Knox Despins. Despins over to Brown. Brown back to Connors. Connors to Pook. Pook shot from the outside, stopped once again by Luke Andrews, who continues to keep his team in it here. And a nice move that time from Clay Jelowitz as he steps across half for the Rebels thanks to that little swim dodge that time around. Back up high now, Jackson Lenz. Feeds that off, and the Kings going to work here in the offensive zone. A feed down low, unable to connect. Rebound comes out, gathered in by Queen City. Penalty upcoming to the Rebels. It's going to be the high sticking call. Not what the doctor ordered for Fort Saskatchewan. Is Thiessen going to be headed to the box, and it's actually holding whistled against Fort Saskatchewan. I thought a stick got up high that time, but the call Blake Petrushko going with is the hold. So Queen City to the power play, only 6.5 to go in the period. Oh my goodness. T6, thank you for letting me know. It's unfortunate that Tristan wasn't heard on that mid-period break, but we'll get that solved in the future. So I apologize for that, as I know everybody wanted to hear from Tristan, but thank you for the feedback. We will get that figured out as we move on. Nonetheless, it's the Kings on the power play here as they continue to wind time off the clock here, holding on to a good lead in this third period. Ball up high now. That one fed across. Unable to get a shot towards the net as the lane closed that time. Behind the back pass from Lenz. And that shot, Bowen Carpenter, oh my, keeping the stick between his legs and holding on to it. It somehow dribbled on net. Carpenter kind of starfishing that time. Snowman, whatever you want to call it, or Snow Angel, sorry, to keep that ball out of the net. Nonetheless, he does it. This game remains within 4 as the Rebels step across half shorthanded. You got to think they got to pursue for some kind of offense here, and that's what it's looking like as Walsh is joined by Bajma, Simonson, and Connors out there. As Connors going to step into the middle now. He's still got it tied up a little bit, comes loose. Walsh trying to gather it in. He's tied up as well. Now it's going to be the turnover back to Queen City, but a great rag that time by the Rebels. A full 30 seconds taken off of this power play as only a minute remains now for Queen City. 5.5 to go in this period. With it now, Ryan McDonald. Fed that off. With it up high now, it's Seaborg. Seaborg behind the back pass, found Jaron Keogh. Shot from the outside there. That one off the post, and Carpenter able to gather that one in. Bowen Carpenter now steps out of his crease, trying to find a pass option. Has to stretch this one. Rainbow down the floor, and it's picked off right away by Jax Janot. Fed ahead. It's a break here for the Kings, and a quick shot on net, and a great save. Bowen Carpenter stopping Ethan Palindry, sliding across the net like a hockey goalie, utilizing the slide of this JRC floor today to make that stop. And turnover to Queen City here once again. 14 seconds on their power play. Even without the conversion, a successful power play for Queen City as they've peeled another 2 minutes off the clock here and are closer to walking away from this building with the victory here on this fine Saturday evening. Up high with it now, Cashin Seaborg, happy to just sit there with it, as now moving it around here once again. Queen City looking for an option, a quick stick opportunity, and that one not going to be able to get let go. That time is Vetch pressuring out high, 3 seconds on the shot clock. That one from outside finds its way into the stick of Carpenter, and he's going to feed that one ahead now and finds Thiessen. Thiessen, a bounce pass ahead for Dylan Pook. Pook going to slow things down as the rest of his offense get out on the floor. He feeds that one across to Lowe into the middle. Now finds Simonson, who let that one go over top of the net. Had Luke Andrews solved that time, but the shot just not on the mark. Queen City back the other way. Ball left there that time for Broden Pladsen. He'll feed that one back up high. Into the stick now of Ethan Palindry. Palindry to the left shooter spot. Back to work here now. Ball fed up high. Lachlan Clark, he's got it. Has a lane in the middle. Lets it go. He scores. Lachlan Clark finds some more insurance for the Kings as we come down the stretch of this period, picking just under the crossbar on Bowen Carpenter. 9-4 now the lead for the Regina Queen City Kings. So we get set at center here once again. Knox Despin's going to step in to take it up against Karsten Janot. 3:37 to go in the period. Janot comes up with it cleanly once again. Settling things down are the Kings. Jaron Keogh, he's got it. Fed off now, Cashin Seaborg. Will pass that off himself as well. Broden Pladsen cycling towards the center, feeds that behind him. The left shooter, quick shot on net, and Carpenter able to make the stop. We do have a penalty upcoming to Fort Saskatchewan as we creep up to 3 minutes to go in the period. The Kings come up with this ball once again. 6-on-5 right now as their goaltender in the bench. Shot from the outside there, stopped off the mask of Carpenter. And let's see who's going. We got a high stick call. This one assessed to Knox Despins, as that should effectively do it for this game if it wasn't already decided. The Rebels headed to the penalty kill with less than 3 minutes to go. That's going to peel a full 2 off the board, and there'll be less than a minute to go in this game when we reach even strength. Down by 5 is Fort Saskatchewan. The Kings just have to play around with this ball or possibly run a power play. They haven't tried in game yet. This is one of those opportunities that they have earned themselves to do so as they move it around. Ball fed back out high now. They continue to just prioritize ball movement here. Is now the outside. A quick shot on net, and that one going to end up wide that time. 2.5 to go in the period. Johnston runs that across half for the Rebels and lost his handle, but recovers. Rebels got to go for some offense here if they want to try to make a push. Not looking like they're in too much of a hurry. Vetch lays a pick that time. Johnston trying to run in. That ball fed back out high for Connors. His shot from the outside that time stopped by Andrews easily. So we creep up on 2 minutes to go now in the third. Minute to go in the Queen City power play. Straight to work. Cashton Seaborg, he's got it now. Seaborg back to the point now. Keogh playing pass here. Has the ball in his stick now. Keogh lets it go from the point. He scores. A little celebration there from Keogh as he knows that the boys are getting on the bus happy. Demoralized right now is Tristan Shaw. It's the home team. It's hard to make this one sound good, isn't it, Tristan? The Florida Panthers fan can't come up with the words right now. That's okay. I don't expect him to in this situation. So we go to work here once again. .135 to go in the third. Breaking the double-digit mark on that goal were the Queen City Kings. As now it's just a matter of time. As over and back violation against the Kings forced by Davin Bajma that time. Bajma, he's got it in his stick now. Feeds that one across to Dylan Pook. Can the Rebels get a high note to end this game off on? We'll see. Pook feeds that one across. Jolivet back to Pook. Outside low shot that time stopped. And out of, or it stays in play actually, sorry, as Andrews makes that stop and it finds its way all the way down to Carpenter. Last minute of play in the third period here for the Rebels as Pook tapped that one. He was across half. It probably should be over and back, but it's going to be the 8-second violation that ends up getting whistled against them that time. So nonetheless, the ball ends up in the stick of the Queen City Kings as they can just dance around with it now. Let's see if that's their game plan. As Panko, he's got it. Feeds that back up high. Ethan Palindry, he's got it. Finds his man in Lachlan Clark. And the story of today's game, quite frankly, just comes down to a very high-effort game from the Queen City Kings. Digging out loose balls, their feet moving well, and target practice at its finest for them. Really didn't do a great job of breaking the inside on any offensive zone possession of the Rebels defense, but the outside shots finding and hitting the mark, and the stretch pass also converting quite well for Regina in this one. So as the clock winds down, they deserve to be celebrating from their bench right now. The party spoiled at the JRC for the Rebels today as Jolivet lets one go, and that will do it. 10-4, your final score from the Jubilee Recreation Center live on CROW LAX TV. Ooh, we're getting more suggestions here in the chat. Teague Brown, not Teege. That's okay. We'll have that figured out as well for next time. Teague Brown, the offensive player for Fort Saskatchewan. Nonetheless, we appreciate your comments as always on CROW LAX TV. We're going to send you off with the handshakes here from the JRC as Queen City again comes out on top over the Rebels 10-4. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard. I appreciate you, as we all do, from here on CROW LAX TV.